I've been blogging and sharing my health and wellness journey for about 7, maybe even 8 years now online. I had a lot of health problems. I had autoimmune stuff developing, and I was 38 kilograms at one stage, and I had little kids and was just really physically and emotionally, I had a lot of challenges as well. I was having constant panic attacks, pretty severe anxiety. And I really just went on this journey of like, how do I heal my body? I did a lot of research. I started studying natural medicine. I also started a petition back in the day to stop the Heart Foundation promoting margarine and processed food like Milo cereal and sugar-filled crap as heart healthy. Okay. And so I really built a following and connection around that. And then someone that followed that sent me some doTERRA essential oils, and I started using them to support my gut health, to support my immune system, to support how I was feeling anxious and overwhelmed, to help me sleep more, and also to be able to support my kids with, different stuff that was going around, or tummy troubles, or support their breathing, or support, like Ned had a lot of cradle cap and nappy rash and eczema and stuff. So I had these tools at home to support my kids and support my own physical, emotional, energetic health. And then I've really been able to create a business with that as well. So I created a 6-figure business in 11 months and a 7-figure business in less than 2.5 years. And I've been able to support a lot, like most of the people in my team are mums with kids, and being able to create a residual income business from home with that, and really just be sharing and educating about plants, about plant medicine, and about natural ways to support ourselves that don't have a long list of side effects, and we can just get off the shelf at home and really feel empowered to reconnect with nature and to be able to use plants to really support ourselves physically, emotionally, and support our kids as well with something we know is going to be beneficial and not actually damaging for their health as well. And then also to replace all the toxic household and personal care products, because I'm on the autism spectrum as well. And so I'm really very sensitive to like chemical cleaning products and perfumes and all of these things in the home that can actually contribute to asthma and allergies and, headaches and skin problems and stuff. So I really teach people how to replace toxic household and personal care products with things like vinegar and water and just essential oils, and clean their homes in a way that's safe for them, better for the environment, way more cost effective, and safe for their kids as well.
Perfect. And perfect for what, we'd want to provide families at the moment too, because it really is about maintaining and assisting our health and well-being. So I guess why, if using essential oils for our health and well-being is not something that we've considered before, why should we consider it? How is it so different to the traditional medicalized models or methods that we're probably more used to?
Yeah, 100%. So for me, I'm really passionate about like there's not being kind of an alternative medicine and mainstream medicine battle. It's about actually working with the most effective things to have the best outcomes for everyone involved. For me, I see the mainstream medical model as like absolutely essential, but more emergency care. Like, if I chop my arm off, I'm not going to put some essential oils on. I'm going to go to a hospital and be extremely grateful for a highly skilled, incredible surgeons and emergency personnel. But I don't see the mainstream model as really like a long-term preventative health model. Sure. I do see it as an emergency kind of acute care model. And we absolutely need, and I'm so grateful that we have access to that. But for me, why I look at essential oils is they're effective, they're safe, they're affordable, there's something I can use at home, and where I can turn to something natural that is really effective and highly potent before turning to something that, can have a long list of side effects and also like potentially create antibiotic resistance and all these other problems with my gut health and have all these other side effects and flow on things. I'm going to choose a natural thing so that if I do really need the emergency medical care, it's much more likely to actually work. Sure. I'm much less likely to have developed resistance and all these other things if I've been abusing or overusing that. So how essential oils work is that actually they're nature's defense mechanism for the actual plant in nature. And they have hundreds of natural compounds within them. So like a pharmaceutical drug is basically you take something from nature, you create a synthetic replica of that one compound. Whereas essential oils, you're working with hundreds of natural compounds in this plant. And instead of creating a synthetic replica, or when I use doTERRA, so they're 100% pure, we're not creating synthetics. You're just taking nature and you're either steam distilling or cold pressing that plant, and then you're left with a very complex aromatic compounds that they actually penetrate your bloodstream and work on the cellular level. So they essential oils are lipid soluble. They can penetrate the cell membrane, work on the cellular level, but also when you smell something, it's your fastest track down memory lane. And the essential oils will enter the olfactory system and then the limbic system in your brain, which is your emotional center. And depending on the oil that you choose to use, will have different effects and very, very quickly affect your state and your mood and your emotional like well-being. So if you use citrus oils, like put citrus oils in your hand, rub that together and breathe it in, or you diffuse citrus oils. All citrus oils are really uplifting, really joyful, really like creative, abundant, have that beautiful. Whereas when you use like big trees, like arborvitae is like a big Native American tree, or like cedarwood or Siberian fir, or a grass like vetiver, which is from a root of a grass found in Haiti. All of these things are really grounding, sedating, like calming, supportive. Your mint oils are very good for like focus and confident speech and just like cutting through and creating like joy and buoyancy as well. So depending on the plants that you use, you can really profoundly affect your emotional state and either support with sleep or support with just like creating a vibe and getting that motivation going. Like if I want to do exercise and I'm feeling like can't be bothered, I'm going to use citrus and like mint oils to activate that and actually support me to have the energy and the follow through on that. So I use them for that, but I also use them to physically support my body on a cellular level, because they can penetrate the cell membrane and deal with threats both inside and outside of the cell, which is really incredible. Like the science and research being put into essential oils now is next level. This is no longer some like hippie kind of fringe little alternative, fairies off down in Byron Bay. This is like a legit big thing with massive research and scientific articles being released all the time. We've got clinics being opened in America and massive research facilities all over the world using doTERRA essential oils, because they're really seeing how medicinal and therapeutic these actually are. Like it's next level, and we get to use it in our homes and empower ourselves.
Yeah. And I like that word empowerment, because it is important that we feel like we've got the power over our health, right? That's really important. So I guess for you in the last couple of weeks, Jessie, what have been the trends that you're seeing? So what challenges are people coming to you with that they want, essential oils to support them with themselves, with their families, with their children, due to all of this heightened stress and anxiety that has been created in the last few weeks?
Yeah, so sales of our On Guard Protective Blend have gone up 500% globally. So people are really wanting stuff to to support against the threats in the air. So people are diffusing things like On Guard, oregano, things like peppermint, lemongrass, and eucalyptus, and all of the wellness type oils just to protect their immediate environment. And then using these on the soles of their feet, using these on their children's feet, if I have to go out, like to get food or to do, the essential things, because obviously we're in isolation, then I'm immediately using the On Guard hand sanitizer, or even just On Guard essential straight on my hands, rather than triclosan and filled chemical stuff that strips my hands and gives me eczema. I've got sensitive skin, so I'm choosing to use a natural way to really sanitize myself. We're seeing a lot of people wanting to support with if they're feeling overwhelmed or anxious. It's quite a challenging and like I guess there's a lot of change, and when change is present, our emotional state can be quite unpredictable, and we're navigating like a whole world's looking very different right now. Like how do I emotionally manage that? And for me, it's been really critical for me to have daily rituals and things to support my body to navigate how I'm feeling emotionally. So I'm doing yoga, I'm doing breath work, and I'm using my essential oils to really support that. One beautiful blend is the Balanced Grounding Blend. And I put that on the soles of my feet. I put that over my chest and on my wrists and on the back of my neck. And it helps me stay in my body and just calms my whole nervous system. Another essential I'm really using and teaching people to use is Copaiba, which is sourced in Brazil and has some chemical constituents that are very similar to cannabis oil in that it interacts with our CB2 receptors and helps balance the nervous system. But it doesn't have THC in it. It's not going to make you high. It's not illegal as well. So you can buy it legally, but it's just going to balance your nervous system out. So I actually use that sublingually. I put a drop under my tongue, and that really helps just completely calm my nervous state, balance my nervous system without making me drowsy as well. So I'm still able to be alert, focus, do things on my business. The other thing that I'm using is Peace, our reassuring blend over my heart. If I'm feeling just like lots of emotions come up, which is totally normal. Like I've I've been on a bit of an emotional roller coaster the last few weeks, just navigating, you know, where we're at as a society and our future, and having my kids home, and there's lots of factors going on right now. So I use that over my heart. I use oils to help me sleep, like cedarwood on my big toe. Your big toe is your reflexology point for your brain. So I'm putting cedarwood on my big toe, using juniper berry on my pillow, and also for my kids as well. My little boy Ned gets nightmares sometimes, and juniper berry is the oil of the night, and so that really helps stop his nightmares and night terrors. I put a few drops on his pillow, some cedarwood on my kids' feet, or some balance on their feet as well, and they're able to just go into a beautiful rest and not wake up with nightmares. I've experienced nightmares my whole life, so I know what that's like, and juniper berry is the only thing that's ever stopped them for me. So it feels really empowering to be able to have a tool and a resource to support myself and support my kids with something that's just effective and safe and natural, and know that it works. And the kids ask for the oils as well. They're like, Mum, you know, if their tummy's a little bit off, Mum, can I have some of the digestive blend, or you know, whatever's going on. If they get stung by like a green ant in the backyard, they'll run and be like, Mum, I need the lavender. If they scrape their knee, you know, I'm putting tea tree and lavender or a natural healing Correct-X doTERRA ointment on that instead of like Dettol or whatever, you know, just where you can turn to natural things that support you. That's what I choose to do, and what I'm passionate about, teaching other people they have choices.
Yeah. And I really like that approach. Definitely aligned with how I see it too. So with, as you know, so a lot of my practice, I've worked with children with various needs, diagnoses, special needs, just everything, anything. So, and I have a lot of families that do use essential oils, you know, to try and support their children with their behaviors and with their emotions and their well-being. So is there, you know, can you go wrong with it? I mean, or what would you suggest are the best oils to choose for children that are heightened and that need to feel a little bit calm, that need help with, I know you mentioned sleep already, so that's great, but are there, I imagine that you would get parents coming to you with the same things too.
Yeah, well, I've been diagnosed with autism. I'm high functioning Aspergers. And so I have a lot of parents of children with autism, and also a lot of adults with that diagnosis in my team as well.
Yeah.
And there are some incredible oils that you can definitely use to support that balance, like management of mood and balance of mood during the day as well. The copaiba that I mentioned, really, really helpful. Frankincense, also really grounding and supportive. That balanced grounding blend. The peace reassuring blend over the heart. Like even if they're mid meltdown, I've been mid full autistic meltdown and use peace over my heart and on my wrist. And actually my breathing calms, my heart opens back up, and I'm able to come out of that so much quicker than I would have. And actually, like I used to have 3-4 panic attacks or meltdowns a week, and now I have them every like 3 to 6 months. So that's like dramatic improvement. And that's because I use the oils not just if I'm in one, but like consistently throughout the day to support my body to be calm and grounded and to stay in my body. So balance, copaiba, the peace over the heart and wrist. But also if you have any children or any adults that struggle with focus and staying on topic, and also a lot of people are now having to teach their kids at home, right? A lot of people, even if their school's not closed down, are choosing to teach their kids at home. So we have this blend called In Tune, which is the focus blend, and we put that on like the brainstem, so the kind of base of your neck, just in that little point where you can feel that divot at the bottom of your head. Putting the In Tune focus blend there, putting it over your wrist. And that really, like, I struggle with auditory processing. So if I'm trying to learn from a teacher or even as an adult at a conference or something, I will hear English for like 10-15 minutes, and then I can't actually hear words anymore. Like, it literally just is like blah blah blah. I got no idea. I thought I was really dumb in school. I just couldn't understand what they were saying up the front. I can read and retain it that way, but you know, school's mostly like teachers talking at you, and I just had no idea what was going on. But when I use the focus blend, it increases my auditory processing time like massively. So instead of like 10-15 minutes, it's like 45 minutes, an hour. I know what's going on. And then I'll need to take a break and like have a walk, get some oxygen, get some movement and sunshine. A lot of people on the spectrum need to actually be like doing movement or doing something with their body in order to be able to learn as well. So just being mindful of that. But if I use this blend and then I just keep using it, like even I started recently learning how to DJ. And when I'm having my DJ lessons, I apply the blend like 4 or 5 times during that lesson to help me like remember and focus on all the different steps and, you know, beat matching and mixing and all the things you got to do to DJ. So yeah, I found that super, super helpful.
Yeah, amazing. Okay. So you've mentioned like the different parts of your bodies that you put oils. We've got diffusers to do it. So if we, I mean, is there the best way to do it so that it has maximum impact? I mean, how do you know where to put the oils if people have never used oils before?
On the soles of your feet is always a really good and easy way to start. And then like wrist, back of the neck, over your heart, over your chest are just kind of my staple go-tos. But if kids are particularly sensitive to smells and they're a bit like, what is this kind of new thing? Soles of your feet, obviously it's furthest from your nose. And then you can put socks over or whatever as well. People on the spectrum can be sensitive to smells. Like I love it now. But when I first started, I was like, oh, that's a bit like overwhelming. And what you do need to know as well, these aren't synthetic smells. So I really react to perfumes and ambipur and deodorant and all that kind of stuff. I don't with the oils because they're just pure plants. What I will say though is you mentioned before, is there any way you can kind of go wrong? Some oils work differently for different people. So just trying different things to find out what really works for you or your child. Like for me, lavender essential oil does not help me sleep. And that's quite common for people on the spectrum. It actually gives me like crazy kind of psychedelic dreams.
Okay.
And it hypes me up a bit. So you know how Ritalin for an ADHD child will calm them down? For a neurotypical person, it will act, it's like speed.
Yeah.
So for me, because I'm neurologically different, lavender does not calm me down like a neurotypical person. It like hypes me up and gives me weird dreams. Okay. So I don't use lavender for sleep or calming. I use cedarwood and juniper berry, like I mentioned. So just trying different things and working, like, you know, obviously asking for feedback with a child or visually seeing feedback if something's really calming them or if something's like more uplifting for them, just working in with that and kind of, yeah, going along with it.
Yeah, perfect. And I really like the point that you made. So at the beginning, you know, that smell is it's the fastest route to memory, to our limbic system. Absolutely. And, you know, for parents who are listening to really understand that if you're wanting the calming effect during heightened times, the reasons that you do it right throughout calm periods is that you're suggesting that to your brain and you're instilling that as muscle memory, basically, those messages in the brain. And then they know that they get to feel calm when they smell that. So smell,
really anchor that in.
That's right.
By using that smell. Yeah, it's really, really powerful.
Yeah, the anchoring of it. That's the perfect word for it. Yeah. So I guess, Jessie, we've tackled, you've mentioned so many different oils, which is so fabulous. And I know that people will be able to come to you if they have any questions.
Yeah.
You know, it's for somebody that doesn't have an oil in their house at the moment. What's just one or two that's really just a good Kickstarter to just bring some peace and harmony into the home, to bring some calm into the home right now?
I mean, we do have incredible starter kits that would really start you with like immune support, digestive support, respiratory support, calming, sleep, all the things. But if you were just wanting to get 3 specifically for like healthy home, I would probably get the On Guard blend, the Peace Reassuring blend, Balance, the grounding blend, and the In Tune Focus blend is absolutely incredible as well. But the starter kits, like, they do have significant savings below wholesale price, and they waive the $35 membership fee. So you can pay $35 and customize with the exact oils and blends you want, or you can just get a starter kit, which are comprised of the things that most households and homes like use the most. So they're the most cost effective and the best way to get started. I can post in the comments more info about that, or again, feel free to just message me. I'm happy to help sort you out. I want to meet people's needs, so we can chat about like what your specific priorities are and where you're at, and really dive into like meeting those specific needs so you get what is required for you and your family.
Yeah, thank you, because everyone really is individual. And you've certainly had enough experience with the amount of people that you work with to know. So without, you know, you do a lot of stuff on health and wellbeing, and you've gone on a huge journey yourself. On that journey, is there anything else that you feel like parents should focus on, can focus on, just to really create that awareness around health and wellbeing? What's helped you? What's helped your children? What helps the families that you work with outside of the oils potentially? But I just want to hand it over to you if there's anything that we've missed that's really important for parents to know right now.
For me, like eating well has been really important, but I actually did get to a point where I went too far with that. Like I was organic, paleo, gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, and I was so stressed about eating perfectly that I literally like made myself more unwell having that philosophy. So now it's just about like what is actually kind of like a real food that our grandparents would have recognized, you know, things that grow in the ground or move around. And then also a bit of freedom for, yeah, for fun and for celebration. Not everyone can handle freedom though. Like there are some kids on the spectrum and stuff that literally, like if they have dairy and gluten, will just so badly mess with their vibe that it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Even then, creating things that are still delicious that they do enjoy that don't fully mess with their vibe. And for me, movement is absolutely crucial as well. Like I love to dance, and I've committed to yoga as a daily practice. And you know, my kids are welcome to come in. Like sometimes Ned or Dom will roll out the mat and just be stretching and playing alongside me. You know, playing in the backyard, going for bike rides. Obviously, there's a few things that we're restricted from at the moment, but you are still allowed to go out just for exercise as well. So if you can go for a walk and still socially distance during this time, or even just playing games in the backyard, getting some sunshine on your skin, really, really crucial. And the weather is, I don't know about you guys where you are, but I'm in Brisbane and it's stunning at the moment.
Perfect. It's so good.
So nice. So even just going out on the back deck and just getting 10 minutes of sun, that vitamin D, and it's also going to help your circadian rhythms. Like if you wake up and go outside and look at the sun, and also just play as well. Like, you know, I play board games with my kids. We play Monopoly cards and Blockers, and you know, watch fun movies together as a family, and just having that sense of play and adventure even in these times which are pretty overwhelming, and just not putting pressure on yourself. Like if my kids are in front of the TV for a couple of hours so I can like actually get some work done and sit, like watch a movie. Yeah, and just taking that pressure off perfection, and just, you know, like none of us are going to be able to show up as this 100% like craft friggin' amazing, like got it all together, you know, they only ever eat bloody organic seaweed wrap shit. Like when you have that level of pressure on yourself, I just think it just creates too much stress. So it's just like, how can I go with the flow and kind of enjoy this time with my kids and still actually fill my own cup and take the time that I need for me?
Yeah, that's definitely been something that has been coming through a lot of the speakers that I've had so far. So I guess as a mum, Jessie, and as someone that does run a business and now has children at home, what has the last, you know, week or two been like for you? How are you and your family doing?
We're doing well. There's definitely challenging moments. Like, you know, when my kids are in school, obviously that does give me more time, space, and energy to focus on my business and focus on myself. And they're not in school right now. But they do have each other. They play a lot of Lego. So just finding things that they love and really like engaging them in that. And then I have them reading books, or I have them like, they come and they're like, Mom, I'm bored. And I list like 5 things. I'm like, cool, well, you can go play Lego. You can go journal. You can go read a book. You can go out in the backyard. You can go for a swim in the pool. Like, and then when they're really shitting me to tears up, that's often when I'll put on a movie. So yeah, just having those go-to things that they do love and enjoy. And then also like if I take the time to actually really be present and play a couple of board games with them and like watch a movie, or really read a story, like I do love reading a story to them. And if I really make the effort to show up for that and then be like, okay boys, like I've got to jump on this Zoom call, I'm working now, I have important stuff to do, then yeah, they can go play. But they're a bit older, like they're 6 and 10.
Sure.
And so I remember what it was like when they were little, and it was just like they were right up my arse. So I'd have to try and hide in the closet while being on a Zoom call, and they're like making me this pretend burger or something, and I'm just going mental. So I feel like for those of you that have young kids.
Sure. But I think you've highlighted something really wonderful in that, you know, have that really quality connection time, and then, you know, your children will get that cup filled. That cup still needs to be filled for your kids, and then, you know, create that time for you. So, you know, before we start to wrap things up, Jessie, is there anything else that you feel like we haven't touched on that's important to share?
Well, for me, like my business is actually growing right now. Like in my team, my sales are 500,000 up on January and 250,000 up on Feb. And I have a lot of people in my team that are creating a residual income business from home, educating, empowering people around stuff that we actually still do need, and in an industry that is still growing and expanding. So if you are looking for something to do from home, you're wanting a way to create a residual income and actually impact people powerfully, there is that opportunity. It's not, you can just get the oils and have them at wholesale prices drop shipped to your door. You don't have to build a business. But if you're wanting to even ease the financial pressure and just create like a side stream of income, or even a really successful business, an opportunity, and I've helped a lot of people be really successful at that. So if you're interested in that, feel free to reach out.
Yeah, amazing. And I think for people that are watching, that if maybe employment has been, you're no longer employed, people are losing their jobs, then the opportunities like this within companies that are benefiting and that are still growing, maybe this is a great opportunity. So thank you for bringing that to everyone's attention. So Jessie, I like to finish off with 2 questions for everyone that I've been speaking to. So in the last couple of weeks, when all this craziness that has happened, what for you in your world have been the opportunities within it? So what have been like the beautiful moments or the real positive moments that wouldn't have happened without this COVID-19 business?
I love that question. For me, it's really shown me what's so important. And for me, that's connection and community, and obviously the people that I love. And also my relationship with myself as well. It's really provided an opportunity for me to go deep into, okay, how can I hold myself in this? How can I support myself with breath, with movement, with my essential oils, with reaching out to the people around me instead of isolating. Like, I know we're isolated, but reaching out, over the phone or voice memo or whatever, when I am feeling low and like, I'm scared right now, guys, or like I'm feeling a lot of emotion, and actually leaning into this discomfort of allowing other people to hold and support me while holding and supporting myself. Yeah. And just the level of gratitude that I have for what we do have. Like, my gratitude for nature has increased, my gratitude for my business. And also it's forced me to, or not forced, but allowed a space for me to even step more into my leadership and more into my certainty and more into my business as well. Like, I have the tools that can really support people through this. And I can either like stay silent and just do my thing, or I can step forward even more and show up for my existing team and for other people that maybe don't know about Essentials and maybe don't know about this opportunity, and provide something that can really make a big difference to people right now during this time. So, and also I've had so many people contact me that have been in my business for like 4 or 5 years, that have had normal jobs that now don't have them, and are like, oh, okay, I've been distracted, but now I'm ready to build my dreams and focus on like what I want to do and create purpose and fulfillment in my own life. So yeah.
Perfect. So many opportunities there. And the final question that I like to finish on is, what does a happy home look and feel like to you?
I feel like it looks like a free, playful, joyful home that does not have any perfection whatsoever, but is like real. I have real conversations with my kids. We're honest with each other. We're not perfect, but we love each other, and we hold each other, and we cuddle, and we watch funny movies and crack jokes and just play, like just remembering your inner child and really being able to just like play and connect and realize that you're not perfect and that you need a break as well, and taking that time for yourself. If you need to take a bath or read a book, just being like, hey kids, mom like needs a break and I'm going to go read this book or have this bath. You guys need it. And don't come, like I literally say to my kids, don't come to me unless one of you are dying. Okay. Figure it out. And just being honest.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Perfect. I like the freedom that creates in your home. Yeah. With what you said, with what creates a happy home for you. So Jessie, if people want, they want to find out about more about the oils, about what can help their home, their bodies, their immunity, their health, where can they find you?
So my website is getafreshstart.com.au.
Okay.
You can also literally just private message me on Facebook or comment on this thread if you want to know more, and I'll reach out to you. You can email me as well at info@getafreshstart.com.au.
Okay.
So just reach out to me in one of those ways.
Perfect. So if you're tuning in and you do have questions, if you missed the name of anything, obviously this is recorded so you can go back and watch it. But if you have any questions specifically related to you and your family, or you and your child, whatever the case may be, pop the questions below or contact Jessie directly. And as you heard, she has a lot of experience with many different people and issues and concerns that they've had. So thanks so much for sharing all of that knowledge, Jessie. Really appreciate it. And for those of you tuning in, thanks very much, and see you very soon for all of the. We've gone from this natural, beautiful world and we're stepping into finances at 4 o'clock. So a very different world and conversation. And I look forward to seeing you all there. And thanks again, Jessie, for joining us.
Love it. Thank you so much. Appreciate your work, Jessica. Have a beautiful afternoon.
You too. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.